Oi, I got a slightly better idea than the last one. This is what I would designate as my medium weight assault slash support class. For HVZ, I would consider this a support class. For a player versus player style fight, I'd consider this an assault class. Primary weapon is my Frankenshot. A long shot with a Maverick, a very basic kind of simple modification for, well, an integration. It's been done many times, and that's why I say that. And then, well, a few little tweaks here and there, doing my own kind of thing, you know, because it can't be exactly like everyone else's. The long shot itself has a recon spring added on, and I've done a little bit of seal adjustment, did a little bit of tape behind the O-ring and stuff. Other than that, it's nothing too much more crazy than that. The Maverick itself has 3 pennies behind the spring. Nothing crazy either. It does the job. I like running this with the 12 mags, which is my magazine of choice. It's just what I go with. And the Maverick, as you can see, there is sort of a slide handle right here that looks like it might not work. I made it fit. I thought of that because I don't like that little tiny ugly thing. Yeah, you know what? This isn't done. I had to get it working for Wars. All the stuff that needs to be taken apart is right here. This comes off easily, so it's something that is like, yeah, whatever. I'll hold off on that. I'll get to that another time after I'm done with these stupid Wars. On the side, you have, make sure it's in the camera angle, you have a tack rail that used to be on top. I use this for flashlights if it's something where I'm in the dark, where I'm going to be doing something at night. Or if that's not the case, I can take a little barrel break ammo holder, put that on there instead because it works well for scavenging ammo really quick, which gives me a little bit more than I already have for quick scavenging. Now this, I'll go with the secondary first. If it's a slightly less competitive setup, I might not have a secondary to my primary, which is a primary and secondary in its own. But if it's competitive enough, I'll take out a Lawbringer, because it's easy to do a one-hand shot. It's easy to throw this off the side if it's empty, and just kind of go like this, getting a few kills like that. It's effective. I've done it already. I've used this class, and it actually, I find myself shooting this more when I'm doing a mad sprint in an HVZ kind of event. Both of these are held on by my makeshift adjustment to slings. You have the regular Nerf N-Strike sling, and you have 2 lanyards thrown together with a little tape and put on by these little, what are they? Carabiners, which are called S-biners because of the shape. It doesn't really matter, it holds it on. It might come off a few times if I'm not being smart, if I'm being a little stupid. Ugh. Alright, so after that, what I have is got my little, hopefully you can see this, my little ammo holder on my side, which holds 2 12 mags and an extra turret for the Maverick. Hopefully I don't fail like I did in the video I didn't get. There we go. The head is put together basically the same way I had the Stockade holster, with cardboard for the more sturdy parts, putting duct tape around it, and doing some stitching here and there. I have a little Velcro to keep in the turret because it will bounce out if I don't. And on my other side, also on my belt, I have little Nerf pouch, which, yeah, I said it was terrible before. I found a little bit of cloth and just kind of stitched it in those corners, so now there's no gap hole problems. If you can do a little bit of stitching, I guess it's not a bad idea. I'm not that much of a fan of them, but it's what I have. I don't feel like going around buying a whole bunch of fancy stuff yet because I'm more focused on getting stuff for my Nerf wars that I host. I'll probably be using this for a war I'm going to be doing in a couple of days. At least the primary, probably not the secondary, due to the fact that I am providing most of the guns and I need to make sure other people have them. This class, I would definitely say for HVZ, is one I would consider to be a support role, because you're not going to be moving as fast, you're not going to be able to go on the attack all the time, because this long shot, and especially on the sling, does actually have a bit of limitation for how much you can do a torsal twist, and it's more like you're going to have to be running side to side, which slows you down somewhat. If you're fast feet, it's going to work fine. I know me, I can do a good sprint on my own, so it's not like I'm going to be held down by the weight I'm carrying on me, and the HVZ I go to is a little smaller, so I need to make sure I can run. Now, what I would say with this, for the purpose of a player versus player war, it's definitely an assault class, because it's something where you have a decent amount of ammo. I'm not going to say high, because there will be people, maybe in the future for wars I go to, where they have the big vest, all the ammo on them. This holds 3 mags, and 3 mags for bolt action is decent enough, because you're not going to be spamming as much as, say, a flywheel Nerf gun. I don't like flywheels as much. I like the feeling of priming a bolt. I have a sniper fetish and a bit of a heavy weapons fetish, so this works for both of those pretty well. And I definitely say that I've gotten a decent amount of kills with the long shot alone, and if I have that problem where this for some reason jams or dry fires or something like that, I can just spam off the little Maverick underneath. And I've found it to be pretty good for surviving. Lawbringer, I still haven't used in a player versus player match, because I don't do very much competitive play, because there's a small crowd that brings out that aren't very competitive. But from what I can say from experience, this has been a very good, effective setup. So, all in all, my medium weight class, for my Franken shot, which is by far my most modified Nerf gun to date. There will be more in the future, I can guarantee that. I'm looking at my Fate rifle project, which I'll get around to once I get more Nerf guns to hack apart. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed my idea. Hold on 1 second. It's gotta be epic ending, okay? Sorry.